Hi there, I'm Molly.
And I'm Jaymie, and this is our From the Pasture with Hired Hand podcast.
For 15 years now, we've been proudly helping breeders promote hundreds of thousands of pedigree livestock with our easy-to-use animal management-driven website software.
And let's not forget about Hired Hand Live, where over $1 million worth of livestock is sold online each year.
We're excited to bring you market trends, sales data, advice from your fellow breeders, and stories from the ranch.
Our software makes managing your website and your animals a breeze, so you can focus on what you love.
So let us handle your digital chores while you tune in to another episode of From the Pasture with Hired Hand.
Welcome to this pre-sale episode of From the Pasture with Hired Hand. Today we're talking about the upcoming Fort Worth Stockyard auction, where top consignments are coming from pastures all across the country. Our guest and sale host, Mr. Bill Hudson, will give us an inside look at the cattle and other details for the weekend. Be sure to visit hiredhandlive.com, where you can view all the consignments, get detailed information, and place your bids. You can also check out the consigners' websites, powered by Hired Hand, to learn more about their programs. If you're excited to hear about the outstanding Longhorns headed to the sale ring, stay tuned. We've got the full rundown. Well, hi, Bill. How are you?
I'm great, Jaymie. Nice to see you.
You too. So for those people who may not know you, can you please introduce yourself and talk about how long you and Liz have had Longhorns?
Sure. I'm Bill Hudson with Hudson Longhorns. We live in Corydon, Indiana. That's southern Indiana, just across the river from Louisville. And we've been in the Longhorn business for 22 years now.
So for this sale, it's the Fort Worth Stockyard auction sale. How many years have you been a host for this sale?
I think it's maybe in our 9th year. I heard Lorinda thought maybe we was our 8th year at River Ranch. I know we were 1 or maybe 2 years at the old location in the Stockyards before they tore it down. And then we moved to River Ranch. So 8 or 9 years there in the Stockyards now.
So, but this year is the first year that it's just you and Liz as the sale hosts.
That's a change. Lorinda retired. She's been our partner for many, many years. We started doing Longhorn sales with Joe and Lorinda 20 years ago. We did 3 legacy sales, and then we did 16 years of Hudson Valentine sales. And this will be our first year without Lorinda. She's retired and enjoying life. And this is a lot of work that goes on in putting one of these sales together. So Lorinda was a fantastic business partner for many, many years, and we just wish her the best.
So you've put this on for almost a decade now. Do you have any of your best memories that you want to share, or maybe even some of the earliest memories from when the sale started?
You know, my earliest memories go back to when we first started the legacy sale, bringing these cows inside a fancy hotel ballroom. That was the change in the dynamic of how to run a cow sale. And I remember Mike Bowman selling a heifer for $150,000 and how excited he got. The second year, Jim Steffler sold a heifer for $170,000, and I thought he's going to have a heart attack. He was so excited. So it really changed the way we valued our Longhorn cows. It helped them bring out their real value. So I've enjoyed doing this. The Stockyards, when we moved it there, it just seemed like the right move because that's where the history of the Longhorns all began. So it's so full of history, so full of nostalgia. It's just so full of everything about the Stockyard says Longhorn. So I love having the sale at the Stockyard sale. We've been there 8 or 9 years, and I hope we're there many more.
So not only have sale prices evolved over the last decade, is there anything else that has evolved with this sale in particular over the last decade?
You know, well, we tried to bring people together. We thought industry unity was the key to holding the prices up strong. 17 years ago or so, there was a debate about cloning, and I took a stand against cloning. I sent an email about all the reasons I thought cloning was a bad idea for the industry. And boy, did that make some enemies. I didn't want to make any enemies. It wasn't my intent, wasn't trying to step on anybody's feelings in any way, but it really created a stir. And I learned a lesson there that if I was going to be involved in marketing Longhorn cattle, I didn't need to be political. So we got out of politics and we focused on industry unity. We've done everything we can to bring parties together. You know, people are passionate about their Longhorns, so there's a lot of fights and divisions along the way through the years. And we just try to invite everybody. We want the ITLA, the TLB, AA, Democrats and Republicans. We want everybody together in one room having a good time buying Longhorn cattle.
And so you've been putting this sale on now for almost 10 years. Can you discuss any of the significant changes that will be taking place now that it's you and Liz being the sale host versus previous years, or will things run pretty much the same as they have?
I don't think people will notice a lot of change. Things will be pretty much as normal. But Lorenda's irreplaceable. She was such a great partner and so great to work with. So we're not even trying to live up to that standard. But what we did do is we hired Ryan Culpepper. And Ryan is fantastic. He's brilliant. He has a huge capacity, understands Longhorns genetics, and he understands Longhorn people. He's a great people person. So we've added him to our team, and he's been so great to work with. And he's had a lot of new ideas. We're spending a lot of money this year promoting our sponsors' brands and our sponsors', ranches and logos, doing everything we can to make them feel special. And I think the sale's probably going to be our best sale we've ever had.
Very nice. So let me back up. Your herd has had a big impact on the Longhorn industry, not only from like your breeding side of things, but also in futurities. How do you think you having an annual sale, the Fort Worth sale, has impacted the Longhorn industry, both locally within Texas, but then also nationally?
I don't want to toot my own horn. I'd rather someone else answer that question. But I do think we've done everything in our power to help make the Longhorn market strong and healthy. I believe in being a good steward, not only of the land and the cattle, but of the marketplace. And it's been my passion has been marketing cattle since I've been in it. And I've always tried to do my part. I want to do it all in my power, what I can control or influence, to do everything I can to keep our Longhorn market strong and healthy and vibrant. And I think this sale helps do that.
Well, while we're talking about your sale performing so well over the recent years, do you remember last year's high seller?
Yeah, last year's high seller was a cow, Chris Hesse, a black and white cow. I think her name was Saddle Jewel, brought $120,000. And the heifer was a heifer we raised named HL Cherished. She brought $120,000 also. So those were the two high selling, the cow and the heifer, for the 2024 sale.
Earlier, when I was just looking through last year's sale, there were 13 heifers and I believe like 27-ish cows that were cash cows last year. So that's a significant number of cash cows for one sale.
Yeah, it was good. And last year was actually a down year. 2023 was a bigger, better sale, a higher average, higher volume. A cow brought $360,000. It was just a bigger deal. 2024, the market, dipped a little bit, but it stabilized quickly. And this year it's stronger. The middle and upper end cows are bringing more money than they did last year. $20,000 cows last year bringing $30,000 this year. Dollar cows maybe bringing 12 or 15,000. So we're seeing a lot of those kind of cows, bring more money than they did last year. So it's a good sign. The real high-end cows haven't broke the $70,000 barrier this year, but I think they can and they will again. And we just had a little bit of a correction on the super high end of the market. But for what I call good elite cows, they're bringing really good money this year. So we're expecting a great sale.
Well, should we jump into this year's sale and talk about the schedule of events? Okay,
Absolutely.
So everything starts on Thursday, May 22nd.
Right.
What can people expect that day?
That's a day where we receive the cattle, we greet everyone, and then everyone settles into the stockyards. And they go and they do the shopping and they're eating dinner at the stockyards and going to the honky tonks or whatever they like to do. And it's just a day of getting settled in. Friday's a bigger day. Friday we will have I think cocktail hour starts like at 2:30. We'll have 2 hours of meeting and greeting and getting to see everyone again. That's the most exciting part of the deal for me every year, is just getting to see all my friends again in the Longhorn industry. Our Longhorn family's tight. We're like a fraternity. When you meet someone that's also raising Longhorns, you immediately have something in common with them and it draws you close to them. So it'll be fun Friday, just getting to see everyone getting ready for the heifer sale, which starts at 4:30 on Friday afternoon.
And it's okay if people go and view the cattle ahead of the social hour on Friday?
Absolutely. That's what we want them to do. All day long Friday, they can view the cattle. We spend money to put them under a nice tent. It's Memorial Day weekend, so we expect hot temperatures. I think the forecast is in the high 80s instead of the 90s, so that's a good sign. but we'll have them under a tent, and we'll have big fans blowing down the aisles also. So it shouldn't be bad at all.
And after the sale on Friday, there's a dinner to follow?
Yeah, we'll have a big dinner for everyone and have some country music. We've actually just hired a young man with an acoustic guitar this year that's really talented, and he'll be singing and playing for us while we eat the really good food that the River Ranch provides.
Who are the sale day contacts should somebody have questions?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's Mike Willinger and Ryan Culpepper. And you can go to the catalog, and their phone numbers in the catalog. My wife's name and phone number's in there too, Elizabeth. So any one of the three of those people will be readily available for any question or any service that you might need. We'll be right there to help.
And who are you having for the auctioneer and pedigree reader this year?
Same as last year. We've chosen Dan Huntington again. We think Dan is just a fabulous auctioneer, good friend, good Longhorn breeder. We really like and respect him. And our color commentator's Chase Vasud again. Chase is just getting better and better every year. Well, Dale Hunt did this for years for us. And when Dale got out of that business, he said, I'm done. I'm hanging up my spurs. I want to sit out and just be a buyer and a consigner. So when he quit, Chase filled that void real quick. And Chase is getting better and better. Like I say, he's a great color commentary guy. He knows pedigrees as good as anybody in the business. So people have learned to trust Chase and Dan. So we're excited to have them up front for us again this year.
And if anyone has questions about cattle in the back when they're arriving or when they're going to pick up, who should they contact?
Yeah, Donnie Taylor's going to handle the cattle this year. That's a change for us. Lee Matthews has done this for many years, but Lee lives in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and they have hay season in May. So it's just got to be really hard for them. They grow a lot of hay. So he had to step aside. So Donnie's going to take his place. Donnie does the cattle handling at the Legacy sale and other sales, so he's got a very experienced crew. So I think they'll be fine. All I hear is good things about them, so I'm sure they're going to do us a good job. So you can contact him, or you can contact Mike Willinger or Ryan Culpepper if you have any question at all. They'll be right there on site and on hand to help you.
And what about haulers? I know that's a question that everyone seems to have at every sale. Who's available for hauling?
We didn't list them in the catalog this year, but there's always 5, 6, 7 haulers. There's a lot of haulers. So what we'll do is Chase will have them. He'll recognize them during the event, and we'll let people come to us if they need hauling in any direction. Just let us know. And there's several people here that will haul your cattle. It's never a problem. We always are able to find haulers for everyone that needs that.
And now let's hear from our advertisers. Are you a new Longhorn breeder eager to educate yourself on market trends and sale prices? Stay in the loop with our text messages. Get the latest updates, events, and insider tips on all things Longhorns delivered straight to your phone.
Stay informed by texting website to 888-700-8131, then reply with Longhorns. That's website to 888-700-8131. Sign up today and take your breeding program to the next level.
Do you sometimes feel like you're the only one who doesn't have it all figured out? Rural life can be isolating, but it doesn't have to be.
Welcome to Ag's Most Okayest Farm Girls, the podcast for women who are craving connection, laughter, solidarity, camaraderie, and just overall encouragement in your everyday life and dreams.
Each week, your hosts, Annalise, that's me, and Courtney will cover topics such as farm life, mom life, making money online, side hustles, hobbies, sharing on social media, jobs off the farm, and so much more.
Us rural gals need to stick together, so saddle up for some fun, real, and unsolicited advice and stories from our everyday farm lives.
Grab a drink, we're Ag's Most Okayest Farm Girls, and we're here to help. Listen wherever you find podcasts.
Well, let's talk about the sponsors for your sale this year. It seems like you have quite a few, at least over 20 from what I can gather from the catalog.
Yeah, it's amazing. The support just keeps growing every year, and we appreciate that because we want to make the sale bigger and better every year. We want to spend more money to do it, and that's where the sponsors come in. So the sponsors give us the support we need where we can hold a first-class event. We do this at the River Ranch, which is a first-class venue, and we have first-class food and all the trimmings that go with it. So the sponsors make it happen. If I could just take a couple minutes and run over them real quick.
Yeah.
Our main event sponsors, the highest level of sponsorship, This year, of course, is Bentwood Ranch, Richard and Jeannie Phillips. They've been doing this for years. They have been the Hudson Valentine's greatest supporter over the years, and this year is no different. They stepped right in there, and they're a main event sponsor. We just really appreciate their friendship. These are great people. They do great things for the industry. Also joining them this year as a main event sponsors, Austin and Savannah Roar, Superior Farms. Austin and Savannah have a great set of cattle. They're buying more and more cattle. Their business is growing, and we're real proud to have them as a main event sponsor this year. And then also we have McIntyre Farms, Lindsay and Jaymie McIntyre. This is the first year they've ever sponsored our sale, and they jumped in real strong. They put in some fantastic consignments. They own a lot of great cattle, so we're real glad to have Jaymie and Lindsay on board with us as well. Our platinum level sponsorship, we have 2 this year. Glendenning Farms, Rex and Sharice Glendenning. They're amazing people. They just put on a sale at their ranch, which is their home, a couple weeks ago in Salina, Texas. We were there, and they brought Longhorn hospitality up to a whole new level. They treated us all so well and spared no expense. They did everything possible to make it an absolutely wonderful weekend for everybody. And then I got the privilege and the pleasure to tour their herd, and I was speechless. I had never seen so many good cattle in one place, so many high-end, beautiful, elite cattle in one pasture. It was just amazing. What a treat it was to get to tour the Glendenning herd. So we appreciate their sponsorship, their support, and their friendship. And then we have Diamond B Cattle Company, Benny Brugman from Amarillo, Texas. They came on the scene a few years ago really strong, buying some of the most expensive cattle in the breed, really put themselves on the map in a big way. So we're glad and honored that they are sponsoring this year. And then our gold level sponsorship, we have 2. Helm Cattle Company, John and Deborah Helm. They've been supporters of our sale for many years. Really great people and fantastic breeders. And then the Gillilands, Mark and Charlene Gilliland. They've been sponsors for several years as well. They've really grown over the years and become very respected breeders, and we really appreciate having them on board. And then our next level sponsorship, we have several. And so I won't take time here. I'll just mention them. It's KDK Longhorns, Janet Harmon and Kent Mays, Buxton Longhorns, Tom and Amy Buxton, Bull Creek Longhorns, Bill and Suzanne Torkelson, Home Branch Ranch, Ricky and Sandra McLeod, M7 Longhorns, Wayne and Joanna Manning, Siller Longhorns, Mac and Andrea Siller, and then Hoosier Longhorns, Lisa, Tracy, and Dan Jones. So all these people have really contributed strong to our sale, and we're really grateful for their support and their friendship. And then last but not least is our bottom level sponsorship. I have 10 people on that list. I'll just read that list real quick to you. Brazos Rose Ranch, Ronnie Mullinex, 6CR Longhorns, Nicole and Tim Clark, DR Henry Ranch, David and Retta Henry, G3 Ranch, Josh and Brittany Gentry, Cold Copper Cattle Company, Mike and Callie Smith, New Age Cattle Company, Randy Murray, 1886 Cattle Company, Patrick and Michelle Hengler, Twin Canyons Cattle Company, Kim and Matt Bays, Circle A Longhorns, Karen and Brian Allen, and DCT Cattle Company, Chris Hesse. So we really have a lot of sponsors this year, and we're so grateful for all their support. And we want to make this the best sale they've ever attended, so they'll all feel they're getting their money's worth here at the Hudson Stockyards Sale this year.
Well, that's quite the list of sponsors.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. So how about the consigners? When I, again, was looking at the sale catalog, it looked like there was roughly somewhere around between 60 and 65 different consigners.
Yeah, they're from all over the country. West Coast, East Coast, North, South. They're from all over the country. Got a huge diversified group and just a wonderful group of consigners. So we won't take the time to mention all their names, but we really grateful. Not only do we have a great group of consigners, but they brought some fantastic cattle. Dale Hunt sent me a text and he said, Bill, I think this is the best set of cattle I've ever seen in one catalog. And coming from Dale, that's a great compliment because he's been in this business a long time. He's very respected in the industry, and he was the commentator before Chase for many years for all our sales. So when he says that, I paid attention. I asked Mike Willinger the same thing, and Mike had the same comment. He said head to toe, from beginning to end, this is the best set of cattle we've ever put together. So thank you to all the consigners that have consigned such great cattle.
So the sale on Friday starts at 4:30.
Correct.
And then what time does the sale start on Saturday?
1 o'clock, I think. Let me look, make sure I'm right here. But I think we're 1 o'clock, and that's what we did last year. That seemed to work well. So Fridays, 4:30, the cow sale, 1 o'clock on Saturday. Saturday morning, just enjoy the stockyards and come view the cattle again. Anything you want to do, the Fort Worth Longhorn herd trail drive down the main street there in the stockyards is 11:30 in the morning. A lot of people like to watch that, but we'll be ready to roll with the cow sale at 1 o'clock.
All right. Well, let's talk about the consignments, something I'm sure everyone is ready to hear about.
Okay.
Okay. So there's roughly, I think, 31 heifers and maybe just under 60 cows.
We got 40 heifers this time.
Okay.
And just under 60 cows. We're at 56 cows. We've had a few scratches, but for the most part, 40 heifers, 56 cows.
Well, while you mentioned scratches, do you want to let people know which lots are scratches? Do you know that off the top of your head?
I can know, but I can say which ones they are. I don't know the lot numbers, but Austin Roar's cow, the Just Delightful cow. This would be a big news because a lot of people were really interested in this cow. She was a high-end cow, and it's a big blow to the sale to lose her, but she came up open. So Austin's going to substitute her. If he can, he's going to put an embryo of hers in the sale with the recip cow. So there won't be a total loss there, but Just Delightful is a scratch. She'll be substituted with an embryo. Kevin Bryant's Grand Tootin' cow's a scratch. Nathan Jones' Indiana cow's a scratch. Greg Gillies' Beulah Special is a scratch, but he's substituting her with a real fancy heifer, real flashy fancy heifer. And then Randy Murray has a substitute as well. So a lot of that's just happened. Some years we don't have any. Some years it happens like this. But Longhorn cows will miss a season every now and then, come up open. You don't want to sell them open in a sale because it makes people doubt or wonder whether that cow is going to be productive going forward. So we always tell people when the cow comes up open, let's scratch the cow or substitute it.
So there you have a couple unique lots in the sale. One, you've mentioned a couple embryo lots, but there's also some choice lots in the sale. I believe the heifer sale starts off with the choice lot.
Yeah, that's really something I'm really excited about. The Sillers, of course, in 2023, bought my head over heels cow for $360,000. We think this is the most beautiful, most complete Longhorn Hudson Longhorns has ever raised. We were delighted the Sillers were able to purchase the cow. She's done well. They have 2 embryo heifers out of her that are just to die for. And they're bringing both of them to the sale. They're selling one, and the buyer can pick the one he wants. They'll take the other one back home. So they're bringing 2 just to give you a choice. But this is one of the most exciting heifers I've ever sold less than a year old. I've been looking through the history pages to try to find out what the most a heifer's ever brought under a year old. And it's been real hard to find data on that. I hadn't come to my conclusion yet. I'll figure that out before the sale. But we think these heifers here, this choice of heifer is one of the most special heifer lots ever offered at public auction. So we're delighted about that. And then we go, and Diamond B has a lot 5. They're selling a pen of 3 heifers and letting you choose. And they're going to sell all 3 of these heifers, but they'll sell them one at a time. You get to choose the one you like. They're all out of the same bull and the cut and dried bull that they're promoting. So this is a way they can promote their bull. They are a high level sponsor with us, so we're happy to let them do this. So they have a choice of heifers. And then Karen Allen also has a choice of heifers. She's selling a bighorn 90-some inch cow on Saturday. And this cow is let me just find it. It's rose gold confetti. Really fantastic cow. So the very next lot, 42, on Saturday, we've got 3 50-50 heifers out of this cow, rose gold confetti. And you get to pick the one you like. So she's bringing 3 of them. And you just buy the one, pick the best one, and take that one home. So we have 3 choice lots this year. That's kind of different, kind of special, and all of them are really special heifer lots. So we're excited to do this.
And I know a couple of the choice lots were embryo lots, and I believe that you also have another embryo lot in the Saturday sale from Lloyd Esch.
Yeah, Lloyd Esch has huge horn cow. I think it's called Noble Drop, maybe. Let me just look real quick. It won't take but a second. Noble Drop and Rebel HR. So an embryo out of Noble Drop and Rebel HR. He sent me a new picture of this cow, and she's a really big horn, beautiful cow. So this is a special embryo lot. That's lot 2. And actually it's of our Saturday sale. And actually the lot 1 was a scratch. Kevin Bryant's Grand Tootin' cow's out. So this lot 2 embryo lot will be the first lot we sell on Saturday. And then Austin Roar has an embryo lot also. This is later in the sale on Saturday. It's lot 40. It's a higher ground times JH black on black. And this is a really special cow. Austin bought this cow at the legacy sale, I believe. Paid a lot of money for her. But she's a beautiful cow, very productive cow. So this is a really exciting embryo.
And now a word from our sponsors.
From the Pasture by Hired Hand is presented by R3 Hilltop Ranch. Located in Chilton, Texas, R3 Hilltop Ranch has been breeding registered Texas Longhorns since 2006. What began as 3 heifers has grown into our current herd, which you can explore on our website at r3hilltop.com. We're passionate about loud colors, longhorns, and docile temperaments, but it's the easy-keeping, low-maintenance traits of Texas Longhorns that initially attracted us and continue to drive our herd growth. In addition to livestock, we proudly offer certified Longhorn beef products. Visit r3hilltop.com/beef to learn more. Thank you for listening and enjoy exploring our ranch online at r3hilltop.com.
When it comes to buying and selling livestock, trust is everything. At Hired Hand Live, we have a platform that breeders and buyers rely on, whether participating in a live auction, an internet-only event, or hosting their own online auction. Our secure, user-friendly system ensures that your bid counts, and every transaction is backed by our commitment to integrity.
Whether you're a part of a consignment sale or planning your own internet auction, Hired Hand Live connects breeders and buyers live and online. Discover why breeders trust us with their livestock auctions. Visit hiredhandlive.com today.
Looking for top quality Longhorns and a taste of true Texas spirit? Look no further than Cantera Cattle Company. Our passion for Longhorns shines at Old Gringo Ranch, where tradition meets excellence. Visit us online at CanteraCattleCompany.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest updates and ranch life fun. Ready to experience it yourself? Schedule your visit by emailing canteracattle@gmail.com. Remember, God is great, Longhorns are good, and life is crazy.
I know we've done podcasts with you in the past, and we've always played the catalog roulette. Are you up for it this time?
Sure. I got my catalog in my hand, so I'm ready.
All right, perfect. Well, let's start with the heifer sale.
Okay.
Let me get over to that portion of the catalog. Let's start with lot H4, TCC Dimples from Tallgrass Cattle Company.
We're just delighted that Judy Meredith has put a heifer in our sale. She's also put the mother of this heifer in the Saturday sale, PCC 50 Dimples. This is TCC, or Tallgrass Cattle Company, Dimples. And Judy and Bill, if people remember when the first legacy sales, they always bought the highest priced cow at every sale, or maybe more than one even. And they put together a phenomenal herd. Bill just passed away this past year, not long ago. And it was a huge loss for the Longhorn industry, as he was a great man. Not only a man that could buy good cattle, but a good man that did a lot of good things. So we're going to miss him. The community there in Kansas is going to miss him, and everybody that knew Bill Meredith. So to have Judy involved in the sale is a big deal. And we're just honored that she's consigned, and we're excited that she's put this heifer, TCC Dimples, in the sale. It's out of a bull called TCC Gunsmoke, and again, out of PCC Dimples, which is a cow in our Saturday sale.
How about the next one we'll talk about is lot H10, GF Adorable Win from Glendenning's.
Wow, this is out of HL Adored. They paid, I think, $103,000 for Adored, maybe in 21 or 22. There at the Stockyard Sale. We raised HL Adored. She's out of Heads Up and out of a cow called Cocaine Cowgirl. Cocaine Cowgirl's out of Cocaine Lady. I bought Cocaine Lady from John Berryman several years ago. He sold her as a heifer to me, put her on the ranch. We raised her up. We sold her to Richard Phillip. Richard put her in the Stockyard Sale and sold her I think for over $250,000 to Tim Clark, I believe it was. And I don't remember how, I guess Richard had an offspring of her, this cocaine cowgirl, and maybe we bought from him. And this is how we got adored. So we raised adored. She brought over $100,000, and now she's one of the biggest horn cows that the Glendennings own. I think she's over 103 inches. They're going to bring the mother to the sale. So HL Adored will be at the sale. You can see the factory. You can see where this heifer came from. And they named this heifer GF Adorable Win. So to have an own daughter of HL Adored and Buck Win, their lead herd sire out of Drag Iron, we're just really excited to have this heifer in our sale. We think she's worth a lot of money, and somebody's going to get something really special here. H10.
Well, you mentioned Tim and Nicole Clark, and they have a lot in your sale as well. So we'll stop on lot H17, CR Gandhi from Tim and Nicole.
Oh my, yes. This cow, the mother of this cow, SDR Lineberry, is raised by Dave Hovey. I think she brought $160,000 last 2023 at our sale, and maybe the second or third highest selling cow of the night that year. That was a big year. But this Lineberry cow was way over 90 inches on her 4th birthday. I'm not sure where she is today, but I'm sure if she's not at 100, she's probably close to it. Amazing cow, beautiful cow. So when Tim put a heifer out of her, this 6 CR Gandhi is out of the Lineberry cow and Brazos Notorious. So this heifer has an amazing horn set, really laid back. She's going to have laid back twist, and whoever buys this heifer is going to have a big time cow in a few years to come. So we're thrilled to have Tim Clark's Gandhi heifer in our sale. We think she's worth a lot of money, one of the most valuable heifers in the sale for certain.
Well, while we're over in Oregon, let's just stop on lot H23, AS Magnolia from Scott and Amelia Picker.
Yeah, the Pickers are amazing. They do a great job. They have a sale, I think, in June in Oregon every year, and we've been wanting to get out there. We're hoping to get there this year. They say it's one of the most beautiful places in the world, and they've always been good supporters of our sale. So we were honored that they put such a nice heifer in our sale this year. This is a flashy, blue roan heifer, beautiful heifer out of their Warlock Bull and JH Rule K. So this AS Magnolia, she's one of the flashier, pretty heifers. And if you're at the Glendenning sale, paying attention to what the market's doing, you see color and flash and beauty is bringing more money now than it ever has. So we're just delighted to have a heifer this flashy, this beautiful in our sale.
Well, let's jump over to the other coast and we'll go to Virginia for lot H27, LTL Dally Up from Savannah Smith with Leonard New River Ranch.
Yeah, Savannah bought Tyson Leonard's herd, and Tyson was one of the most colorful people in the industry, a great friend of ours. We owned bulls with him. We partnered. We just had a lot of fun with Tyson. And we lost him, and we really lost a great friend when he died. But Savannah bought that herd and has done a real good job with it. And she's brought a couple heifers to our sale this year. This Dally Up heifer's out of Leonard New River Ranch's LTL Double Splash Bull, which is a son of Double Barrel, a bull we used to own. We raised him, and we were partnered with Savannah on that bull for a while. And then LTL Iggy Up, a trued up daughter. So this is a heifer with a lot of potential, real strong pedigree, powerful pedigree, lots of potential. This is going to make a good cow for somebody.
Well, next we'll go to lot H31 from Lindsay and Jeremy McIntyre with McIntyre Farms. Our 20 G's Got a Gleam.
Yeah, if you want color and flash, this is the one. I mean, she's got the flash. She's amazing. She'll stand out in any pasture. That's the way you want to make them when you are trying to breed for color. And not only is she colorful, but she's got a lot of powerful horn in her pedigree. She's a Hubble's 20 gauge daughter, and out of a really good cow, Hubble's Catch a Gleam, which was a Cowboy Catch It daughter. So the McIntyres, this is their first year to sponsor our sale, and they put 4 animals in as a main event sponsor, and this is one of them, a very flashy heifer, FHR 20G's Got a Gleam.
Next we'll go to lot H38 from Brittany and Josh Gentry, G3 Ranch, G3 Strawberry Wine.
So Brittany and Josh Gentry. Josh is the president of the TLBA, and that's a hard job because you make people mad when you show leadership. In any position you take a stand on, you're going to make somebody mad at you. So I admire him for taking this job. Josh took the Horn Showcase and turned it around, turned it into a great sale. He's done many positive things for the industry already. So I'm a big fan of Josh Gentry, and he put a great heifer in our sale here. G3 Strawberry Wine. She's out of G Zane and KDK Misty Maiden. Real powerful pedigree, beautiful flashy heifer, lateral horn. I think Josh is going to do fine with this heifer.
And then last but not least, we'll stop on, for the heifers, we'll stop on H40, GLR, Monica's Hangout Gal from Mark Gilliland.
Yeah, Mark Gilliland, he had the high-selling heifer at the Legacy Sale. Maybe the high-selling animal at the Legacy Sale this year. So his breeding program has really come up over the years. He's respected by everybody that knows him and understands what he's doing. And this heifer, GLR Monica's Hangout Gal, is a good reflection of what he's been trying to accomplish. She's an MC Hanging Tough daughter out of GLR Monaco, sitting Texan. So a beautiful, really lateral horn, flashy heifer, lots of horn. He says this is the best 2022 heifer he raised. Well, if you want a lot of lateral horn on a heifer, it's going to be a big time cow. This might be the one for you. So we appreciate Dr. Gilliland putting this one in our sale.
All right, now we'll move over to the Saturday sale, the cows. And we'll start with lot 4 from Helm Cattle Company, Helm Summer Pearl 818.
You know, the Helms every year put in something special. I don't know where they keep getting these cows. They just keep breeding them. And this is no exception. This might be one of the prettiest cows, I've ever seen. She's an 18 model called Helm Summer Pearl. She's got color to die for. She's a Hubbell's 20 gauge daughter. She's got lots of horn and she's productive. So this is a really special consignment. The Helms are letting go of something very dear to their heart to put this cow in our sale. I was really grateful that they consigned this one. This is a cow everybody in the room would like to own. Helm Summer Pearl, lot 4.
And the next one is, I think, a lot that you know pretty well. We'll do lot 13, HL Heidi Ho.
Yeah, that's my cow, so I appreciate that. I'm real proud to put Heidi Ho in this sale. Every year we try to put something special in this sale. We sold Adored, then we sold Head Over Heels, then we sold Cherish last year. And so every year we have this conversation with Mike Willinger about what are we willing to let go of that we can put our best foot forward in our own sale. Heidi Ho is our choice this year. Heidi Ho won many futurities. She was beautiful as a youngster, and now she's a 3-year-old, and she's drop dead gorgeous. And she's measured really good. She's got great conformation, and her pedigree's to die for. She's our best higher ground heifer we've raised, and she's out of a Jimmy Jones cow, Horseshoe J Miraculous. Real powerful cow. Jimmy Jones, of course, is a Hall of Fame breeder, and we were honored to be able to buy this Miraculous cow several years ago. So Heidi Ho that's as good as we can put forth this year. So we're delighted to sell her. We're proud to sell her. We think she's going to make somebody a really special cow.
Bill, the next one I have on my list is lot 15, but that's a scratch. Do you care if we talk about lot 14 from Hoosier?
Yeah, it's fine. The Hoosiers are awesome people. They live up here near us in Indiana, and they always put something special in. They support our sale every year. This is SH Lucky Maiden. She's out of SH Lucky Buffalo and Iron Maiden PC10. So that means that has to be Panther Creek breeding. And of course, Joe Valentine's my good friend all those years. I'm real fond of his breeding. This is a fantastic lateral horn heifer. She's got, their comments said only 3 years and 2 months, she's about hit 80 inches. So she's got tremendous horn. The Hoosiers always put something special in, and they did it again this year. So lot 14 is one that everyone should take note of.
Let's skip over to lot 21 from Ross Ollendorf, Shut Up and Do It.
Yeah, that's a special cow because I think it's the first time Ross has ever consigned a cow in one of our sales. Ross is one of the bigger breeders in the nation. And, he was a famous baseball pitcher for many years. He was a big star. And so we're all honored to have Ross in our Longhorn business and someone this special of a person with this kind of story. But not only is he a special man, but he put together an unbelievable herd, and he's got one of the biggest, most successful Longhorn herds in the country. Shut Up and Do It might be the most colorful, flashy cow in the sale. She's a 15 model, but just look at her. She's a saddle horn daughter. She's out of a cow called Shut Up and Kiss Me. She's got the black and white color to die for. This is the kind of cow that everyone talks about, having a front pasture cow that makes the traffic stop. This is her. This is the one everyone's going to want to look at. They're going to say ooh and ah when she comes in the ring. So we're delighted to have her. She's also a real bighorn cow. I'm not sure her measurement, but she's got a ton of horn and color to die for. So we're really grateful that Ross put this kind of cow in our sale this year.
Now we'll talk about a lot that's from another ranch who has been around for a really long time, Bull Creek Longhorns, lot 29, ECR Lovely Rose.
Yeah, so that's an El Coyote bred cow. ECR means El Coyote Ranch. Lovely Rose, out of the Cornerstone ECR bull from El Coyote, and out of a famous Cal Houston's Rio Rose, out of ECR Houston Tari. So really strong El Coyote pedigree here. The Torkelsons have invested a lot in El Coyote genetics over the years, and that's what's made them one of the reasons they've become such great breeders. They really have selected these genetics wisely. This is a cow that's as flashy as they come. She's got a ton of horn and just a beautiful El Coyote productive cow. So to put a cow like Lovely Rose in our sale, when she mentioned she was going to consign her, I was so excited to get a cow like this in our Hudson Stockyards Sale is a big plus. So pay attention to Lovely Rose, because you don't get these kind of cows very often at public auction.
And Richard and Jeannie Phillip, another longtime supporter of yours from Bentwood Ranch, they have a lot called RJF Show Me More, lot 33.
Right, and it's a beautiful little cow. The Phillips put in 4 consignments. They always do that, their main event sponsor. This might be one of the lesser ones, but you look at her, she's drop dead gorgeous. She's made like a Longhorn's supposed to be made. She's out of this Garland's Big Tex, which is out of the famous Texana Garland's cow with a lot of horn. So this cow's got a lot of horn in her pedigree. She's out of a RJF cow, Sassy Show Off, out of the JR Sassy cow, a famous cow there. So a really royal pedigree on this one. Cow made really good. And Richard and Jeannie, they do it every year. They put 4 really great quality consignments in our sale, and we appreciate it. Anybody that gets this Phillips breeding is going to get something pretty special.
And the next one we'll talk about is from Chase Fasute with Rockin' AF. His lot is lot 39, Rockin' Jitters.
Yeah, Rockin' Jitters. So Chase put this cow in. It's a Rimrock daughter, and out of our Jitter Smoke. And Chase is our color commentator. Everybody in the industry loves Chase. So people are going to want to buy this cow just because it's Chase's cow. But don't look at just who's selling it, but look at the cow. It's a beautiful Rimrock daughter. She's got lots of horn. She's only a 16 model, and she's going to make somebody a whale of a Longhorn. So we're really appreciative to Chase for consigning such a great animal in our sale.
And then these people are relatively new breeders, Kim and Matt Bays with Twin Creek Cattle Company. Their lot is 45, Hot Angel.
Oh boy, and she is colorful and she's flashy. And she's a hot Playboy daughter out of Grand Angel PC. So this is Joe Valentine breeding all the way. Joe and Lorinda Valentine, this is their stuff. And she's just as flashy as you can get. Really lateral horn cow. I appreciate the Bays putting Hot Angel in our sale. She's a beautiful cow, a special cow. She's a 17 model. I think she's going to sell really well, and somebody's going to get something really gorgeous to take home.
And the last cow that we'll stop on is lot 54, Shoe J Gigi from Michael and Brandy Beck with Holy Cow Longhorns.
And Michael Beck, he's a good friend of ours. Horseshoe J Gigi, of course, is Jimmy Jones breeding. Anytime you see Horseshoe J, that gets everyone's attention. She's an all-in daughter, which is a 50-50 Ring-a-Dinger bull out of Horseshoe J NBC, who's out of field tests. So really pretty picture he took of this cow. This cow's standing really well. Beautiful cow. Jimmy Jones breeding. So Michael Beck has brought a good one to town here. So pay attention to lot 54.
Well, that wraps up our game of catalog roulette. Can you tell everyone what happens on Sunday? What time do they have to have their cows out?
I think by noon. So you got to get up and get on home. So don't stay out too late Saturday night. You need to get up early in the morning and get your cows out of there by noon, because we'll have to take everything down. So it's going to be a fantastic weekend. We're just really excited about the weekend. Elizabeth and I, Mike, Ryan, we've all been talking about it. Can't wait for the Stockyard Sale to get here. So it's just a few more days and we'll get to see all our friends and see some really great cattle sell. And we're just excited to do it again.
Well, can we get you to do one last thing with us?
Sure.
All right, we'll talk about 5 more animals before we wrap up. So I'm going to name a characteristic of a Longhorn, and then you pick one out of the sale that we haven't already talked about. The first one.
Wow, you're asking a lot of me.
I know. But so the first one is a black and white.
A black and white that I've not spoken about. Well, okay. All right. There's a cow called Helm Laura, a Hubbell's 20 gauge daughter out of Helm Grand Laura. She's a black and white cow that's John Helm's breeding at its best. A beautiful cow, one that anyone would be happy to take.
All right. The next one is Twist.
Okay. Randy Murray is selling Twist. He always does. He brings Twist to town every time. His cow is a substitute. He had a cow in here that had a lot of Twist. I don't remember her name, but he's substituting her for a black and white cow with lots of twists. So can't recall the name, but I do know it's Randy Murray, New Age Cattle Company. It's going to have a substitute, black and white with a lot of twists. Really nice.
Okay. The next characteristic is a red and white animal.
Red and white. Well, that's pretty easy because there's a lot of red and white Longhorns in the world. There's a red one, gorgeous. Let's just mention Dean Whitlock's cow. Full pack. Full pack is Daryl Dickinson breeding Cowboy Tough Checks out of Jam Pack. And she's a red and white cow. You know, probably 80% of the cows in the Longhorn industry are red and white. So I could have picked many cows in our sale. But Dean put this cow in, and I was so grateful he put such a good cow in our sale. She's worth mentioning. Full Pack's her name. She's going to bring a lot of money. She's a great consignment. We're real proud to have her.
The next one is Brindle.
Okay, Jaymie McIntyre's got a Brindle heifer to die for. She's, I call her a heifer. She's in the cow cell. I'm going to take just a second to look for her because she's a drop in 50. DCR drop in 50. Now, this heifer won futurities all over the country. And then I think she won the trailer at Justin Rombeck's futurity in Oklahoma, where he gives away a cattle trailer. I think she's the winner of the trailer that year. And she's won everything. She's drop dead gorgeous. She's a red brindle, lateral horn, lots of horn, gonna have tremendous horn when she matures as a cow. Jaymie McIntyre, DCR, dropping 50, lot 24. Everybody should pay attention to that cow.
And then the last one is True Black.
True Black. Well, we have several. Roger Cole's got one, but not totally black. The Eppersons have HH Pacific Hopes. She's a jet black cow out of RM High Hopes and HA Pacific Frost. Lot 16. She's as black as they make them. Solid black cow. And I think we have several black cows in our sale, but that one's solid.
Well, is there anything that we have not talked about that you would like to let people know of?
I think we covered it pretty well. I appreciate you doing this, Jaymie. You give us another platform to communicate about our sale. Like I said, I think we've been doing this 20 years, but I think this is one of the best set of cattle we've ever put together. So we're excited to come to town, and we're going to market Longhorns to the best of our ability and see what they'll bring. That's in 2 weeks, May 23rd, 24th. At the Stockyard Sale.
Well, thanks for joining us, and we can't wait to see which consignments will soon be moving to different pastures after the Fort Worth Stockyards auction. Make sure to check out the consignments ahead of sale day and follow us for more updates. Until next time.
Thank you, Jaymie.